How's she going to do with this match point? Forehand there from her into the backhand of Cava. They're into the rally here, cross courts. Forehand again from Alex Ayala. Into the backhand of Cava. She keeps peppering it. Short balls, though, from Alex. Maybe she's a little bit tight. Don't know, but she's still dealing with this right now. Now it's Cava who goes into the net. And Ayala is through to the second round at the Suzhou Open. Wow, what an encounter that was. Well over 6 hours since the match was supposed to begin. In fact, almost 7 hours after the match was supposed to begin. It was delayed by a couple of hours due to the rain. Then they begin, then they play 4 games. Then they come back and they have an hour or so. Then they go away for a couple of hours and eventually they get the job done in 3 sets. And by the way, overall, those stats, 3 aces for Cava, none for Ayala. 3 double faults for Ayala, but 11 for Cava. 11 double faults for Cava today. You are not going to win many tennis matches like that if you're going to double fault 11 times across 3 sets. Cava got 38% of her first serves in as well, which also is a pretty low percentage, I would argue. But the most important stat, of course, is the fact that Alex Ayala is through in 3 sets, winning that 3rd set by 7 games to 5. And what a 3rd set it was, where Ayala goes up an early break, but always feels vulnerable on serve. There was also what felt like a dodgy line call at one point when Cava was serving at a big moment in that 3rd set. That went against Ayala. Ayala, though, didn't let it get to her, but then she was soon broken as well. So now the momentum was with Cava. Ayala then breaks again and serves for the match, but soon finds herself love 40 down and is eventually broken. So once again, it feels as though the momentum is with the pole. However, she wrested that control and wrested that momentum away from her opponent and ultimately getting it done 7-5 in the 3rd. But those double faults from Cava, that's just too many. And some of them at big moments, including one of those breaks of serve in the 3rd set. I will just have a quick look at the Twitter sphere to see what interesting things may or may not be going on there. To share with you, perhaps on the screen. Well, there we go. Yes, indeed. Alex Ayala does survive, as GMA Sports here tweets. I'm going to have a quick look at the live chat as well before we bring this to a close. Some people here very convinced that Alex would get over the line, and she did. Congratulations, says Vic. And yes, indeed, Greg. Alex did get the win. Let's go, says LT. Plenty of support here for Ayala in the chat, it would seem. She is through to the next round anyway in China. And we will see you all again very, very soon. Well, Carlos Alcaraz, Taylor Fritz is about to come up. We're bringing that to you shortly. Before that, though, I will just play you a preview that we have of the Alcaraz-Taylor Fritz encounter. Of course, it is a 3-1 head-to-head in the favor of the Spaniard. Taylor getting his one and only win just a couple of weeks ago at the Laver Cup. I can play that for you very, very shortly. Just uploading it now. Let me know in the live chat as to who you think will win between Fritz and Alcaraz. I actually, a few weeks ago, I'd have said comfortably Alcaraz, but I think a combination of the ankle injury, the 3-set win he had over Casper not being the most convincing, and I think that Fritz has made some steady improvements to his game over the last 18 months. I think Taylor should have pushed Djokovic to 5 in New York. Should have done. He had chances in the first and fourth sets to do so. Remember, he was broken on his serve. That ultimately meant he succumbed to the 24-time Grand Slam winner. Okay, here we go. Let's play the preview video for you now.
Ready? Play.
So we have the Tokyo final set between Carlos Alcaraz and Taylor Fritz. That's coming up. Will it be a blockbuster? Will it be a damp squib? Let's see if we can call it now as we look forward to Alcaraz versus Fritz. And of course, they did play each other very recently in the in the Lever Cup, a match that Fritz won in straight sets. But let's dive into their form, their head-to-head, and what to watch out for in this exciting clash. Let's have a quick look at the two players. Carlos Alcaraz, 22 years old and already a multiple Grand Slam champion. 6 major titles, 2 Wimbledons, 2 French Opens, and 2 US Opens. And I'm sure he'll be very keen to add an Australian Open to his resume to complete the calendar slam in the near future. He's explosive from both wings with incredible movement, as well as a never-say-die competitive spirit that seems to be ingrained in some of the Spanish greats of tennis. He loves to mix up his game as well with drop shots, net approaches, and changes of pace. Is arguably the most complete player on tour, and this season he's been balancing consistency as well as flashes of brilliance. And finals like this are where he thrives. Indeed, this will be his 31st main tour final, and he's won 23 of those finals, losing just 7. As for Taylor Fritz, he's 27 years old, is currently the top-ranked American player, reaching the US Open final, serve and flat, penetrating ground strokes off both wings. He's been building a reputation as well for stepping up at big events, and his run to the Tokyo final highlights his ability to compete with the very best on these courts. Alcaraz is coming into this final with sharp form, having dispatched opponents with both power and flair. His ability to handle pressure has been evident all week, albeit he was troubled earlier on with an ankle injury, so keep an eye out for his physical condition. Alcaraz en route to the final beat Baez, Bergs, Nakashima in straight sets before coming through in his semi-final after losing the first set to Casper Ruud, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4. As for Taylor Fritz, he's playing some of the best tennis of his career, particularly on serve. If he keeps his first serve percentage high, he'll have chances against Alcaraz. And here in Tokyo, he's come through a 3-setter against Diallo, followed by a straight sets win over Borges, a 3-set win over Korda, and then a straight sets win over Jenson Brooksby in the semi-finals, 6-4, 6-3. So a few bumps in the road en route, but it was a tough passage to the final. So he will definitely be battle-hardened ahead of his clash with Alcaraz. In terms of the head-to-head, Alcaraz leads it 3-1. Fritz getting his only victory at the Lever Cup recently in San Francisco. They also played, of course, earlier this year at Wimbledon, where Alcaraz came through in 4 sets, but it could easily have gone 5 as Taylor let slip an advantage that he had in the 4th set tiebreak. In terms of the patterns that we can expect in the match, Alcaraz tends to dominate longer rallies, while Fritz looks to keep points short and impose himself with a serve +1. Once the rallies go 4, 5, 6 shots or longer, expect Alcaraz to win those points, especially with his variety and ability to change direction. Alcaraz's keys to victory will be the aforementioned change-ups, as well as the ability to neutralize Fritz's serve with early returns, perhaps better than anyone with the exception of Jannik Sinner on tour. Alcaraz can also vary the pace with drop shots and slices and net play to break Fritz's rhythm. Alcaraz just needs to stay aggressive, but also disciplined on the key points, something he's managed to do exceptionally in 2025. As for Fritz's keys to victory, a high first percentage could well be essential, especially if he wants to win cheap points. He can also target Alcaraz's backhand with depth and pace. Fritz needs to stay mentally locked in, avoid frustration if Alcaraz produces the highlight reel shots. As for my prediction, this feels like it could well be a classic, especially in terms of a contrast of styles. Fritz will want to keep those rallies short and control with his serve and forehand, whilst Alcaraz will be very comfortable extending those rallies. I actually think if it does go 3 sets, and it may well do, maybe Fritz can steal this one and make that a 3-2 head-to-head. But I guess if push comes to shove, I will go for an Alcaraz victory, probably in 2 tight sets. Well, that's our preview of the Tokyo Open final between Carlos Alcaraz and Taylor Fritz. Who do you think is going to be lifting the trophy? Drop your predictions in the comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, there's plenty more to come. So make sure you follow us as well on TikTok and Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you...
Bouncing.
Yeah.
Big serve out wide, and he's got it.
Such a good serve.
And Fergus is correct. No collapse. He does do a little squat. Very different, though. And Sinner doesn't even look mad. He doesn't. He
he looks happy.
Yeah, like this is such a great rivalry. Ooh, Nurlan has a good question.
It's a very healthy rivalry.
I don't know, Nurlan, that this has proven that Carlos is the better server than Sinner. I think that it proves that he is a top 5 server in the world, though, which Sinner also is. And you don't see that from a 6-footer very often. Like, typically, it's the taller guys. Look at Alcaraz. Yeah. He's fired up. I'll tell you this much. If I'm a nightclub in New York City tonight, watch out. We got Donnie T and Alcaraz in town.
Thanks for tuning into this watch-along. While there's a break in play...
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready. Play.
Well, hello, John Silk. How the heck are ya? Talking tennis community, how are y'all? Can you hear me? Am I being heard? John, I cannot hear you, so forgive me. I believe that's on your end. But we've got Vic Avila, a new member. So welcome, Vic. We're just sorting out some audio problems. If it seems like I'm whispering, it perhaps is because I am a bit. Some personal news, as they say. My wife and I had our first child, and I am on baby duty tonight, and the little man is in the background asleep. But very excited that he gets to watch this as his first ever tennis match because we're in store for a good one. John, what do we think's going to happen today?
My sound is back by the virtue of turning my mic on. How about that?
Very creative stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, congratulations, of course, on the newborn. And regarding today's match, I think there's a lot more doubt than in terms of the outcome than I've probably had about an Alcaraz Fritz match. Laver Cup aside, they played a couple weeks ago with Fritz winning that. But I think a combination of that win, where how seriously you take the Laver Cup or not, it's still a win, and it can help you, especially in quick succession. Plus, I think Fritz very, very subtly, very, very quietly over the last, I would say, 20 months, has made some tiny improvements to every aspect of his game, or most aspects of his game. And so I think there's that. Plus, Alcaraz can't win everything all the time. So, and he has looked a bit vulnerable this week. I mean, mainly because of an ankle injury. And then, of course, in the semi-final against Casper, losing the first set, which I think is a little... if this was... Of course, they played yesterday. But if this was probably 99% of the tour, I would be pretty optimistic for a Carlos win. But I just think that Taylor is solid and consistent enough to, make things interesting. He could just serve as well as he has done throughout this tournament for 6 games in a row, and then suddenly he's in a tiebreak or maybe even better. And I can see Fergus is here.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, John. If Fritz is bringing his A+ service game, he can hang in there. And if you can hang in there, anything can happen. But man, I think that just shows how good Carlos Alcaraz is. A top 5 player. His only hope is hang in there and get lucky, basically. And it's got to happen twice. And maybe it will, but I certainly wouldn't bet on it.
Helps as well. 3 sets help. Fergus, just so you know, you're on mute, maybe intentionally, I'm not sure. But 3 sets helps Taylor a little bit. Again, 5 sets. And Taylor, by the way, not far away from pushing to a 5th set at Wimbledon this year. Probably should have won the 4th set tiebreak. How are you doing, Fergus?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good.
No big deal. Had a kid a couple weeks ago. Nothing crazy to report.
Taylor's going to go back to a joint career high of number 4 in the world at the conclusion of this match, whatever happens. So that is something for him. I mean, it does help that Djokovic basically plays every 5 years. So and still manages to make ATP finals and stuff. But what are your thoughts on this, Fergus?
It's a tough one. I don't really see. For me, the result in the Laver Cup a couple of weeks ago means absolutely nothing. This is a completely different match and completely different circumstances.
True.
It will be Alcaraz in 2. For me, probably, as you say, Fritz can hang in there service-wise, but you're also looking on the other side of the net at the best returner in the world. So, yeah, I mean, Fritz has got to hit his spots really well. He's got to do everything right. And Alcaraz has to miss. There is no one that can beat Alcaraz without Alcaraz dipping in level. There is no one that can
Not even Yannick?
No.
Wow, that's a bold claim. I think that Fergus is right. John, do you agree that
Not
even Sinner on his A+ day?
I think, first of all, on the Yannick one, I mean, does Alcaraz dip in the Wimbledon final? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but French Open final, yeah, maybe a bit, but not much. And Yannick is winning that French Open final 99 times out of 100. Zach, I don't know if you know what happened in the French Open final.
Oh yeah, let's see. I think there was something memorable about that match. What was it? Was it that was the best match of the past 20 years?
And the fact that you were on a 5-hour stream with Nick, maybe 6 hours.
It didn't feel like a minute over 3. Let the record reflect.
I know, I'm sure. Yeah, I've done a stream like that on my own. Maybe not quite as long as that one, but it was the 5-setter that Novak and Carlos had at Wimbledon in 23. But yes, that's another level up, especially on clay. Obviously, been a bit longer. Yeah, no, and also just the other point I want to address with Fergus is, yeah, I just think that this week. And you are right. The circumstances at Laver Cup and how seriously that is taken, plus it being indoors. Mind you, is that a closed roof I see, or am I imagining things in
No,
Tokyo?
that looks like a closed roof. Yep.
Yeah. So that might help. Although I do think this is something I revisit every now and again. The bigger a closed roof, a normally open environment, is not the same as a closed permanent environment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when they close the roof at Rod Laver, for example, it doesn't make a huge difference. You're still, which is why I remember Rafa playing under that roof in 2022 against Berrettini, and it didn't make the slightest bit of difference because it's a huge environment. So it's still kind of a little bit more like outside than normal. I'm just watching the first bit of the match, and I bet I'm behind you guys.
You know,
you're about the same for me.
Okay, we'll see. I'm going to share the score on the screen.
Let's do it. As we are underway.
Fritz does win the first point of the match. Defensive slice from Alcaraz, not making it over the net.
Yeah, I just think this week and a few other things make it more interesting than normal. And Taylor, you know, has taken 3 sets off Alcaraz out of 10 in the past. So it's a 70% set win rate for Alcaraz. So it's not mega dominant. It's not like Sinner versus De Minaur, which we're going to have today.
First winner on the board for Alcaraz, runs around the forehand.
I'm surprised we haven't talked about the match of the day, by the way. Lerner and
Tien versus
Medvedev.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a Tien run at a sort of big-ish tournament. I big-ish, 500 sort of just about falls into that category, as I see Fritz hit a nice serve down the tee. Yeah, I've been waiting for this since probably about April, really. Since we came away from the natural surfaces, so probably more like August. I've been waiting for a Tien run.
I am so glad that we have finally reached a point where Tien is ranked higher than Fonseca. For me, everyone is like, I'm just like, guys, at this point in time, Tien is a better player than Fonseca.
What's Fonseca up to? I haven't seen or heard from him.
I think he just pulled out of Shanghai.
Oh, is he injured?
I don't know. I don't know if he's injured. I don't actually. There hasn't been any like major reports that he.
I mean, he played Laver Cup, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I do want to put a question to both of y'all here.
Go on.
So how many more majors will Lerner Tien win than João Fonseca, would you say?
That's a different question entirely. I think. I mean, it's tough to call right now. I think I at least give. I mean, it depends how long Sinner and Alcaraz stick around for and hold this level for. As Fritz holds to start things off, Alcaraz going along on the floor.
A bit sloppy from Alcaraz in that game. Not egregious, but that was not a clean forehand to close out the
two in that game. That were a bit,
yeah.
Will we ever get a Grand Slam semi-final lineup of Tien, Mensik, and Fonseca?
No.
Probably.
Never. No,
Never.
I mean, right now, one of them is having a good run. It's Tien. Earlier on in the season, it was Mensik, and before that, it was Fonseca. They seem to just take it in turns at the moment.
They are still all teenagers, by the way.
Novak Djokovic will continue to be able to beat all of them in a major for the next 4 years if he sticks around.
4 years is crazy.
You know what's crazy, Fergus? Our modern medical advances, especially available to people with tens of millions of dollars and multinational sponsors.
Okay, I see it. For me, Djokovic has got 1 more year, and then he'll call it.
Yeah. I think we talked about this on our last stream that if he wins Australia, I think that the consensus is we expect him to call it a career after that.
I still think he'll play 1 more Wimbledon.
Yes, I agree.
Does he care
I think
about
if he wins
Wimbledon?
Australia, then he knows he could win Wimbledon. I think the more likely scenario is that he gets to the semis in Australia, runs into Sinner or Carlos. Unless we see another mini dip from him where, I don't think we're not far away from Taylor Fritz beating him, Casper Ruud beating him, Andrei Rublev beating him. We're not far. I think we're closer to that than we are to him beating Yannick or Carlos. So, and when that happens, then it will be time, if you like.
There, just for awareness, there's a stirring baby in the background, and so we might be getting one more co-host here momentarily.
Fine, totally fine if we get an additional co-host. But equally, if you need to take a break as well at any point, I'm here throughout. So I'll either be here front stage or backstage. So
I'm curious, like from an engagement bait perspective, how much having like a newborn baby is going to do. Like is that going to kill viewership? Is it going to boost it? Only one way to find out.
Good. Animals are pretty good, and I think babies come into that category.
It's not why we had him, but like it certainly wasn't a negative.
No, I mean I think it's overall a positive. Just seeing Alcaraz.
I was gonna ask because John said that you'd be joining me yesterday, and I was about to say, well, surely you'll be asleep, but this makes a lot more sense, and you have my greatest congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Early riser, anyway. He's wild.
There are major Australian Open implications to having an infant because, like if you're already going to be up at 3 a.m, what are you going to do? Not commentate on the court 11 match that goes to a 5th set?
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
What did you name him again?
Baby Archie, short for Archibald. Although, as my dad has been advocating that if we have another son down the road, we go with Athelstan, the name of the lost king of England, that he seems enthusiastic about. Speaking of stands,
is a name.
Yes.
Not quite. Oh, Alcaraz goes long. We have break
so
point.
Fritz. Starting it off with a break. Hey, so Alcaraz has not lost an in-competition match since buzzing his head. Is that correct?
Yeah. His last in-competition loss was Wimbledon.
Wimbledon, yeah.
And he's lost just twice since Monte Carlo.
When would you say, gentlemen, the last time we saw a hard court run this good was?
I mean, do we not think that the Casper Ruud result it's still a win and it's a semi-final of a 500? But I think his US Open run is the best hard court, probably best US Open run, up there with some of the best of all time, because no men have won that on the single side in straight sets. Like, is it ever? I think no one's ever won that. Am I right with that?
No, I think one has. It wasn't. Alcaraz does say breakpoint with a backhand winner down the line. By the way,
I thought no one had done it. I thought he was going to. I think he was going to make history, at least in the modern
no one
era.
has done it. Yeah, maybe no one has done it. I was about to say Sinner didn't drop any last year, but he dropped one to McDonald.
I know.
One to Medvedev.
Yes.
Oh, how about that forehand from Fritz? Oh, he missed. He missed just a touch there. Big attempt, though. That's the kind of
Almost.
gutsy play that Fritz has to do if he's going to steal this thing. Like, he's got to take risks. He's got to go for it. He's just simply never going to beat Carlos Alcaraz playing it safe.
Nope. I think someone that gives a really good insight in how he goes about playing different players on the ATP Tour is Talon Griekspoor. He literally says it how it is. There's no sugarcoating it. I remember he was just throwing shots at Zverev when he was talking about
I love it.
how to play him.
Speaking of throwing shots, how about the shot from Alcaraz? That is comically good. How much net clearance did that ball have, by the way? I mean, he hit it. That was a drop shot with 6 feet of net clearance, and the guy did, world-class player, mover, and Fritz didn't even consider going for it. He's also
standing on the baseline. Have that sort of control. Ridiculous. As Alcaraz holds for 1-1.
I think the question that we need to spend more time thinking about and talking about is who has the second best drop shot of all time behind Alcaraz?
Of all time, or on the ATP Tour right now?
All time. We can do both tours if we want.
I think for Fergus, he'd rather do now because he goes back to like December 23 or something.
Right now,
Marajan.
Women's side, Jabeur, obviously.
Men's side, Marajan.
Yeah, Marajan has a very good drop shot. I mean,
there's not many that do it on a frequent basis.
Did you say my king, Corentin Moutet?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Bublik.
Oh, yeah.
The most frequent drop shot, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind is who's doing it on a frequent basis, and he's one of them.
That's not going to cut it. Fritz pulls out the inside-out forehand drop shot. Not good enough. Carlos is there plenty of time. Slice down the line. Easy pickings for Carlos. Maybe Novak.
Yeah.
He is an underrated drop shot for sure.
It's the thing is with Novak is there was a period, particularly in that sort of cold clay season we had in October of 2020 with Rome, followed by the French Open, where he was just doing it a lot. And it was almost like he was getting ready to he was so far ahead of everyone else except Rafa that he could sort of just get ready to play Rafa in that French Open final. And it felt like he was just practicing it, even against Tsitsipas in the semis, for example, which was a 5-setter. Yeah. And yet it just really blew up in his face in the final, and none of the drop shots really worked. Rafa still had the speed and the touch to kill it.
Another absolutely spectacular point there. A tweener, a volley lob. I mean, we are getting high-level tennis here. Both these guys came to play, which is exciting.
It's a great start.
Of course, as soon as I say that, Alcaraz hits an aggressive backhand right into the net on a very attackable second serve.
Very attackable, yeah. Have you played lately, Zach?
So it's been about a week and a half for me since I played. Baby Archie, what's today? It's the 30th. He was born on the 22nd, so had the chance to play
just
a couple days before that. Yeah. I asked my wife, hey, would you mind if I pop out to play as Fritz gets to hold? And she was like, yes, I want maximum time spread out in bed before I have to go through a rather difficult process of birthing this baby. And I was happy to oblige that morning.
Was it a home birth?
It was not. We went to the local hospital, who's excellent, by the way. The area we live in has Duke and UNC hospitals. Both are very, very good. Now the bills are coming in, and this might be something a little bit different than it will be for our European listeners.
I thought you were talking about the Buffalo bills. Okay.
No. The hospital bills are coming in. And American healthcare. No notes. Everything's perfect. Wouldn't change a thing. It's great.
It's good that there's no issues with that right now in terms of the Democrats and Republicans, but we're not going to. We shan't get down that road.
Famously cheap.
So anyway, Taylor's won 2-1.
Taylor doing all the right things at the moment.
I think this is going to be a close affair. Listen. I mean, I guess if Carlos gets this done in straights, even if it's sort of 7-6, 7-5, you'll still feel justified with how comfortable you thought this would be for Carlos. But I don't know. I think the way Taylor's playing slightly better, that the ankle I think could still be an issue for Carlos. He's not going to risk it too much, I know, but his left, is it the left ankle, by the way? I'm just looking at some blue tape he's got there. I don't know if that's related. I don't know if it was the left one he injured earlier on the tournament, but
yes, I think so.
I didn't watch the Casper match, but I did see some commentary suggesting his movement was sketchy at times.
I didn't. I mean, the Casper match was, I think, at maybe 5 a.m. here.
Oh, really? Was it that early?
Yes, I was not watching that. No, I was fasting.
That's what time it is right now for Zach, by the way. It's 5:30.
Yeah, no. I respect. Well, I would say I respect the grind, but I don't feel like you have an option.
Yeah, this is what modern masculinity looks like, by the way. Just literally talking tennis, feeding this baby, hanging out.
Adorable.
Okay.
Alcaraz races to 30 love.
Certainly in terms of my age, Zach. Anyway, Fergus is closer to the age of your baby than he is my age.
That doesn't seem right. John,
it's how it is.
John Silk, the ageless wonder. Who knew?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's more a reflection on how gracefully you're aging than how young Fergus is. Although, would we call Fergus a wonderkind? Is that an accurate
Fergus or Richie?
Fergus.
It depends in which sense. I mean, first of all, I don't know about his tennis. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what weapons he has or if he's just a pusher. If you're talking about in terms of broadcasting, yeah, he has good days.
Excellent, thank you. I feel like I'm not even getting a say in my own conversation.
You don't. It's like an autobiography. Is it really valid?
Yeah, because you're writing it from your own perspective.
There you go.
Do you know what Ronald Reagan famously said about his autobiography?
What did he say?
A lie.
I heard it was a good book.
David Bowie was once asked about the 70s, and he said he'd read up on it. Like, in other words, he didn't really remember much about it, I think.
It's always some version of that is always a good line. I don't know what Keith Richards has said on that matter, but I'm sure he has something of that nature out there.
Indeed. Maybe Bowie stole it from Keith Richards, or maybe I've got the two confused, but I think it was Bowie. Nice smash there from Taylor to get to 40-15. How's your smash?
Say again?
How was your smash?
I think like most recreational players, when I move my feet well and I line it up and I hit it clean, it feels and looks pretty good. And unfortunately, that happens about 10% of the time.
What about you? Oh, that's nice.
That's
nice.
Miss.
It's about to come up.
Oh, okay. What about you, Fergus? You got a good smash on you?
Oh,
do they call you Smashing Gavin? Your smash is so good.
I like to think that my smash is acceptable for a university standard of tennis, but
I play it safe generally, and on the clay, you can end up getting punished for that.
So I had a shoulder injury for about a year and a half. And are y'all familiar with the basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Nope.
Yeah. So he had this shot called the sky hook, where basically he extends his arm and, sort of windmills it. And when my shoulder was hurt, that was the only way I could hit an overhead or a smash. And so I have a really ugly looking sky hook option that I hit that's a little bit more conservative than a traditional smash. It looks terrible, but it is an effective shot. And there's a metaphor somewhere in there about tennis.
I've had that drop.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Carlos, take a bow.
That's one of those gorgeous backhand lobs I've ever seen in my entire tennis watching life. It looked like it was going out by 15 feet when it left the racket.
If you had I was just seeing Carlos's dad there, and I'm just thinking, wow, he seems to be at a lot of his matches. You had, if Archie was on the tour, or maybe you had a partner on the tour, either of you, how much of the tour would you follow them for? I think, obviously money's not an issue. You're retired if you're a parent, or you're a dedicated partner, arguably, or maybe you can do the work from home. Maybe you can take your laptop to the match, although I think your partner would be annoyed. But
I certainly would find it in my heart to go to Monaco every year at minimum. I think I could find a way to support baby.
What a tragic. You're like, oh, if I have to go to Monaco, I guess.
My issue would be is if my partner went out of the tournament early and I wanted to stay, because you don't see boyfriends and girlfriends sort of staying on after their partner's gone out, and if they do, I'm sure that their relationship ends. Yeah, I'd be like, listen, if you go out second round in New York, that's not my fault.
I mean, I guess what you could do is you could book the tickets aspirationally and say, well, we shouldn't pay these fees. We're already here. We've booked the tickets. We've booked the hotels.
You never get those stories, though, Zach. It's always the other way around. It's like, oh, I booked like Roberto Bautista Agut, I think, had a stag weekend planned the same weekend we got to the Wimbledon semis in 2019. You always hear those stories.
Yeah.
Love 30 for Alcaraz. Yeah. Double from Taylor, giving him the opportunity.
Oh, love 40. There you go. Your man's made his move.
Took more off that first serve. Kind of gave Alcaraz an easier look in immediately, and moves up the court nicely, puts away the forehand.
So, if and when Alcaraz gets this break, the match is over. Like, straight up. Fritz is not coming back against this version of Carlos Alcaraz, because nobody is.
Against Eminem version of Carlos Alcaraz?
Slim Shady Alcaraz. See, I think he looks more like a Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z than young Eminem.
To answer your question, John, probably I'd go to every big event.
Yeah, but are you going to the 250 in Chengdu?
Tell you what, Winston-Salem better be there, Fergus.
Obviously, who saw that coming? I don't know. It depends what my job is.
Del Rey. I'm giving you the sort of either you're retired or you're fine with still being able to work around it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd go probably. I'd go to Almaty in Kazakhstan for that 250 if that was the case,
I'm okay with missing the European indoor season, even though I'm based in Europe and not far away from a lot of these tournaments. That's okay.
Fritz saves 2 out of 3, still has 1 more to save. That's fair.
Big break point here. Every break point's big break point. Alcaraz in the driver's seat. What was that shot selection on the forehand slice attempt there? That was...
Oh, I tell you what he was... You know what he was doing, don't you? He's done this
fake dropper, right?
Well, it's a fake dropper, yeah. Which often can be effective, but not on that occasion, as it turned out.
Which events? I mean, if my partner or child was a professional tennis player and was top 20 and money just wasn't a problem anymore, I'm trying to think which events I wouldn't want to go to. I think I'd want to go to all of them at least once. Of course,
you probably mixed it up. Like you do Asian swing one year, but maybe not the next.
Yeah.
I'd swap between doing indoor and Asia.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm morally opposed to indoor, so I would skip. I would do that once and then never come back.
I've been to Paris, Bercy.
It's not that bad, guys. Like
it's the weather as well, though. I'll give you an example. Okay. As a member of a team, you have to worry about this. But I did Paris, Bercy 3 years ago, and it's changed venue this year, so it may improve. But Paris, Bercy, I was stuck outside in the queue. Outside. This is with tickets. I already had the tickets. I was stuck outside in the queue there. And you are outside sometimes waiting to go in because obviously you've got that change bit, you know, when the day people leave and the night people arrive kind of thing. And you are outside as you wait to go in. Now, that's not everyone, but about 75% of those people going are outside. 25% are fortunate enough to be far enough in the queue there.
That's an excellent hold from Taylor Fritz. Saves 3 break points from love 40 down. None of them really big points from Taylor. More errors from Carlos.
But also, though, what cities are we looking at? Basel. I've been to Basel. It's not that exciting.
Well,
Vienna's
Paris,
nice.
I'm gonna say it how it is. Paris is not a nice place. Paris
and it's winter, so you know this is part of my thinking. It's on my doorstep, so it's more convenient. But Turin is okay. I've been there a couple of times. Maybe it's better than okay, but in winter, less so. I remember being so cold. What's Carlos complaining about here? He's not happy about something.
No, he's not happy about something. I'm not sure.
It's very unusual for him to be so animated.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think I've seen him. He's quite frustrated about something, even when he...
I'm going to rewind it and see if I can get what he's saying.
Love 40.
Do you think it's normal, he's saying? Just a second. Oh, I know what it's about.
What is it?
Has he been given a warning for time?
I don't think so.
Fergus Murphy's the umpire, and he's being told by Carlos Alcaraz, "You've never played tennis in your life."
He's probably not wrong.
Has he been warned about the amount of time he's taken? I don't know, of course, because probably like you guys as well, you're the same, that you got your volume down.
Yeah, sorry,
yeah, don't worry. I think there must be something about, because he's like, if you're at the net and you've got to retrieve the ball or get the ball, and I'm guessing Fergus Murphy has told him to quicken up a bit.
Has this like angered Carlos? Are we now going to see peak Carlos? He's just going to...
I don't think it matters that much. If he was down on the scoreboard, maybe I'd be a bit more concerned, but it's on serve, isn't it?
They showed the players' respective winnings on one of the screens in the stadium as they were warming up. And I got to tell you, no matter how much or how little money I was making, I would hate that. Imagine going somewhere to do your job and 10,000 people at once seeing how much you've made over the course of your career. Like, it's just a weird dynamic that I feel like isn't talked about much.
Yeah, but it's like,
go on,
like these guys know everything about you. Like, like you as a sports person, you have to be able to deal with the fact that people know a lot. You will struggle to keep your personal life and your
the other thing though is when I'm reading out the stats, sometimes before the match they pop up on the screen, and they, sometimes when you're live and you don't know what to say, maybe you just want to fill the airwaves, and so you end up reading out their career earnings. But it's such an irrelevant stat. Career high, how many Grand Slams you won? I don't know. I just find it, and sometimes I have people tell me, "Oh, so and so is, career earnings are, 8.5 million or whatever." I don't know, and it's like, okay, yeah. If that is insanely low, I'm interested. Like sometimes you'll see some of these people that have got a career high of 700, and their career earnings, despite being on the tour for 5 years, it's like 63,000 or something. And you're like, wow, that's wild.
It would be more interesting to me if they put their post taxes net, because we would learn a lot about where they're from. We'd learn a lot about international systems of tax. They also they don't include sponsorship money in that, and they show that in annual articles, but never on the screen. And that is an equally interesting, if we're gonna pretend that's an interesting stat. Ooh, I just saw Matthew D'Souza's comment.
So is Tien up on Medi?
No, you've all you saw, you didn't see Matthew, you just saw the word TN and you immediately.
No, he's just up a break in the first set.
I mean, it's a terrible matchup for Medvedev anyway.
Yeah, he's playing Lerner Tien. It's a terrible matchup for everybody.
Yeah. I was going to say Fonseca, but they played each other in Miami, and Fonseca won, and they played each other, I think, at the what do you call it, the next gen as well last year, which Zhao won.
And I believe they'll both be back this year, correct?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it's funny enough, and men's. I think all three will still be valid for this year.
Yeah. So I think Menchik is Fonseca, Tien, obviously. Who are the other folks that you're excited to see this year?
Just 1 second. Do you think Fonseca will play? Let's imagine he's fit. He's fit and he could play. I just think that he's won it already, so he's got nothing to really prove. And I just wonder if he might want to be fresher for next season.
I don't think that he's had a great. I think he needs to build his confidence up. I think he'll get some good wins, some good matches in. And so if I'm him, I would play it. But I think you're right, John. He's kind of been there, done that. You know, it's not a tournament that you're looking to you care about repeating the win the same way. Even at 250, you might. So
Matthew here just saying, can he? I think it might be unusually. Normally it's talking tennis's end, but it might be your Matthew because I hear Ferguson, Zach loud and clear. But anyway, I just wonder because looking at Zhao's year last year, you know, he was basically non-stop from November to February, at least, maybe even beyond. It was just non-stop, and he was obviously winning tournaments, going deep, and having some incredible highs, notably Rublev. That win over him. But, you know, he was winning in Buenos Aires, and then yeah, he had a dip in Rio, and then actually there was a bit of a dip, really. Rio, Indian Wells.
We're still in the dip, aren't we?
Yeah, well, but not Grand Slams. Not Grand Slams. He had a great Grand Slam year last year. You know, he won matches at every Grand Slam last year. He won more matches than Jack Draper.
Wow.
Last year, yeah.
Or this year, sorry, I should say. Feels like last year, but.
This year, he's won more than Draper.
He won more matches at Wimbledon than Draper. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Bad miss for Fritz to set up another break point for Alcaraz here. Just a very, very sloppy forehand approach.
Always interrupt if there's something going on because I'll often get distracted.
8.
How many Grand Slam matches has Jack Draper won this year?
8.
8. So how many did he win in Australia? 3?
3. 3 at the French, 1 at Wimbledon, 1 at US.
Fergus, was that more or less than you were expecting for him to win at the start of the year?
Less, due to the fact that I wasn't expecting him to lose to peak Bublik at the French.
And you don't expect, obviously, the US Open to be like that. Oh, you don't expect Wimbledon to be that disappointing either.
Well, yeah, you don't expect him to, because to be honest, break point for Alcaraz.
Oh, a miss there on a short ball from Taylor.
Oh, that is daylight robbery from Fritz.
So Draper's won 8. How many has Fonseca won? I bet he's not far off.
1 at the AO, 1 at the French.
2 at Wimbledon.
2 at Wimbledon, 1 at the US.
Are you sure with all that?
5?
That's a guess.
That feels high.
I mean, maybe 5.
I thought he had 1 round, 1 exit, but I could be wrong about that.
I thought he had 2 at the French, but
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he had 2 at the French. Yeah. It's no, because he made round 3 because Draper beat him in round 3.
Not including qualifying, because obviously he won some qualifiers in Australia. But anyway, you're right. 1 in Australia.
2, 1 in Australia. 2 at the French. That's 3. Pretty sure it was 2, maybe
2 at
1
Wimbledon,
or 2.
I think, wasn't it? 2 at Wimbledon. Yeah, 2 at the French. That's
Beat Burnley. Then I don't remember his second round match.
He lost to Jarry, and I thought that was 3rd round, but it might.
I think it is 3rd round. Yes, you are.
Fritz with another sprayed forehand there, and you know that's 2 and 4 points, or 2 and 3 points, and he's just not really hitting the ball as cleanly as he needs to put himself on track against Alcaraz right now. I know it's 3-all, but you know that's not going to get it done. Oh, we got a little spam in the chat.
Oh. How about that?
I always get excited when I see spam. It means that like there's enough people watching that it's worth somebody's time to spam.
And Matthew says that his hearing in terms of YouTube is fine now.
It is 6. It is 6. Fonseca lost second round of the US to Mahan.
Yeah, so 6. So yeah, the dip, you are right. There have been dips, but there's still been, if we look at this, even 2025, he's won his first. How many titles has Jack Draper won this year? 1? Indian Wells?
Where did it all go wrong for Jack Draper? And will he ever get it back?
He's just injured. That's all, really. I mean, I think
John's just trying to wind me up, basically.
it's just because he's saying, a dip. And I mean, well, Draper's had a dip post Indian Wells.
He's been injured his whole career. I mean, the amount of injuries that he seems to have had. Currently.
Well, yeah, but I'd forgotten about that.
Indian Wells is a stretch.
Yeah, it is a stretch because French Open, I actually think, despite the loss to Bublik, is actually a fair.
Also made the Madrid final. Made Rome quarters.
Got schooled by Casper in Madrid.
So Draper
I wouldn't say that. Draper absolutely threw it away. Should have won it straight.
I know.
He's interesting for many reasons, but the changing physique of the men's tour to me is one of them. And so Alcaraz obviously is has a little bit more bulk than the traditional top tier tennis players have carried in the big three era. Draper certainly is another one who's put on a little bit of weight, a little bit of strength, just like Ben Shelton, who looks oftentimes like a free safety or a linebacker physically.
Where is Shelton, by the way? I know he's injured, but do we know when
he's coming back next week? I think
in Shanghai. Okay, cool.
I think he's going to play Shanghai.
Okay, let me double check that.
He's obviously losing 500 points today from this because he won Tokyo last year, I think.
No, not last year. Feast won Tokyo last year.
Oh, okay.
Shelton won it. The
final with Feast then.
King of the 500, Arthur Feast.
No, Shelton didn't play Tokyo last year.
Oh, okay.
He won it in 23.
Oh, okay. I'm getting my years confused.
Had possibly the easiest draw I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, there we go. You gotta hate on. You got your hates in on Shelton and Fonseca.
I have zero hates over Shelton. Zero.
He is playing Shanghai. And he should be playing maybe on Friday actually, round of 64.
Good.
So he had 6.
I have zero problems with Ben Shelton. I really like him. So before we get into this narrative again that I hate Ben Shelton, we can.
Oh, and Medvedev. No, he's not broken back. He's just got to juice. That's all. But
well, that was you got me excited then.
Sorry,
but that's all right. Matthew, yes, Draper has been carrying an injury post the French. There's a whole issue that's been.
I mean, I guess I know what I think Matthew's suggesting is obviously he's just coming to the Asian swing to play one tournament, but it is a 1,000. And if he's ready, he's ready. I don't think, he would rush all the way to China. Although, did you hear that Taylor Fritz story of him like forgetting his visa or something or picking up the wrong, and he's got to fly all the way across the world. And he basically, I think it's like a few years ago and he's somewhere in the midst of the Asian swing that basically he's, instead of going from Tokyo to China, he flies from Tokyo to LA and then to China because he's got the wrong passport. And he basically makes it for he goes out, let's say, maybe in the final of one tournament and then has to rush because he's got like 48 hours to do all this and arrives on the day of his match. And he does actually win his match as well.
That's pretty darn impressive. I do want to pop back over to the next gen finals because I'm looking at some of the potential players. And I think that, not everybody's going to know a lot about somebody like. Yeah.
Can I guess?
Oh, please do.
So it's Mensik at the top.
Correct.
Then probably Fonseca.
Correct.
Tien.
Correct.
Then it gets a bit sketchy. Prismic.
Correct. 4 for
4. Blocks.
Correct. It's not Block X or Blocks is how you say that?
Blocks.
The Belgian, Alexander Block X.
Where are we? Bassaretti?
Nope. He's on the list, but that's the incorrect order.
Oh, it's the Norwegian.
Yes.
Kjær?
It's Kjær, I believe, is how you pronounce it. Kjær.
Okay.
Sorry, if you guys could just be like Americans with the proper pronunciations of these tough European names, that would be great.
Djokovic. Novak Djokovic. Honestly, it's terrible. Some of your pronunciations are shocking.
They're a Djokovic, I know.
That's way too good from Carlos with that forehand down the line.
So I'll close it out. The last one in the top 8 right now is Martin Landelus, who's a player that is.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What's his ranking? About 200?
It is 139 now.
Oh, okay. He's just won a challenger, I think, maybe, or
Orleans.
Yeah. Mishesh Bazavaretti as well is 109 and kind of creeping up the rankings, and he's another one. I mean, look, it's a really fun roster. It's going to be an awesome tournament. It's going to be
Alcaraz there from 1530 down.
I think it's more of a next gen lineup than last year's when we had Mickelson playing, and I feel Mickelson's been around for at least 3 years. So
I would greatly rather watch the next gen finals than the Six Kings nonsense because the level of play and the stakes are more interesting to me.
Especially now Tsitsipas is playing. Who the hell greenlit that? Who the hell said, you know what? No Draper, let's get Stefanos Tsitsipas. The Twitter king. The guy that loses first round every single week and then goes on Twitter spewing some absolute BS.
Who?
Tsitsipas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about Bob S6832 with 27 followers. Oh, okay. Well, then it's similar. If he changed his name and didn't have such a big following, you might think that was Bob S63196. Just regarding the pronunciation of Djokovic and stuff. The weird thing is from Gil is I'm fine or maybe even find Gil very entertaining on 98% of topics. But there's 2 in the last couple of years I'm way off on him on. One is his take on wild cards, which I won't go into right now, and 2, the Djokovic and the pronunciation thing. He's just wrong on his pronunciation because he says listen. He says he's been saying it Djokovic, and lots of people were commenting on how he says it. And then he's like, but listen, I always go with how they say it in their country or how the player pronounces it. And he says but it's not. It is Djokovic. Now, on a broader point regarding pronunciation, the thing is, Gil says he takes pronunciation super, 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 super seriously. I don't. So I don't have a problem with people saying, and Novak, by the way, I think has even been asked about this, and he doesn't really care. They just, who was I talking to about this? It's something similar, but it wasn't the same topic. It was Gavin McMillan, the Coco Gauff now biomechanics coach. I was speaking to him about a year ago. It was not the same topic, it was something similar. And he's just, whatever it was like the players don't care. They just want to win tennis matches.
Yeah. It's the intent, right? If you're making an honest effort.
Novak has such a big following, and he's fine, he's fine with it. But anyway, Gil's I want to get this right. But then for some weird reason, Gil goes off at a tangent and says he is pronouncing it right, but he's just not. Break point number 2 here for Taylor to save. But I'm not that. Of course, if you're way off and if the player's offended by it, but I have people that misspell my name. And they're writing to me on social media, and my name is Taylor.
Sorry, John. They misspelled John Silk. What exactly?
I was just about to say that. Except
JHON is how they spell it. JHON. They know there's an H in there, but the weird thing is they're writing to me, for example, on Facebook or some other medium, and it's my name's there. You can see it, and I've known them for 10 years, but I don't bother.
Carlos gets the break.
Yeah, so bad forehand missed that one from Taylor.
My last name is misspelled in more of my friends' phones than that is correctly spelled in, but also that's just the reality of having a Polish name. Fritz trying to break his racket, but isn't strong enough. Maybe in the offseason he'll hit the weights, be a little bit more like Bo Jackson, or Carlos Alcaraz.
To be fair, for those of you that don't have a screen, I do want to just continue by add something by saying he does try to break it on his leg rather than because Zach. I imagine people who don't. They imagine him whacking it on the ground and not having enough venom to break his racket.
That is a hilarious image. Speaking of hilarious images, there is a gentleman sitting behind Carlos Alcaraz to his left, to the viewer's right, that is just the cutest, chubbiest, adorable little man. And it's a sight to be seen. He's got the headband on. He's got the long hair. He's suited up like he's ready to play in his short little shorts. And he's just chubby and cute. There he is in the red. And he's been on his phone the whole time too.
I'm gonna be seeing. Oh yeah, I see him. Oh, I see. He's got like some sort of feeler kind of outfit on. I'm probably mispronouncing feeler, by the way.
He absolutely went to the store and picked out his little outfit for the tennis match. I think that's great.
I'm just gonna comment on Matthew's sort of thing about Andrew Castle. No one should ever take Andrew Castle that seriously. He's terrible at his job.
Let's call him Andrew Castell.
Other Matthew thing, he pointed out the format. Does not care for the next gen finals.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Format. Yeah. What do y'all think about that? Fast forward best of 5, yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
I'm not bothered by it really.
I don't understand why they choose to do it there. I think like in other professional sports, particularly team sports, they'll experiment with minor leagues for format changes, minor rule changes. Baseball increasing the size of the base, and football different clock stuff at college football. I just don't. To me, it feels like that is a tournament that is a cut above the level with which they should mess that. Like they should be doing that format, at a 125 somewhere. Right?
What I will say is I don't think it adds anything. So of course they're trying it, thinking this could add something, and I guess it doesn't because they may as well just do best of 3.
Yeah.
I just
it's
think
not like we know. Wow, this is such a better version. They should try this elsewhere. We're just going. Oh, okay, it's a bit weird. We've got to get used to this, but it's not adding anything.
6 Kings could do that. That would be. I mean, sure, fine. Do that if you want.
No, it's completely like 6 Kings is just an entire like exhibition, just like get all the rake in the money from Saudi. That's it. That's all 6 King is. There is no like, you know what? I really fancy going to Riyadh this year to go win the 6 King Slam. No one has ever said that. No one will ever say that.
You know what? back to the partner on tour thing. I think maybe I would do Riyadh once, and I think that would be enough for me. I would never
do Riyadh. Sorry,
yeah, I don't think I would. Yeah,
I don't.
There's a very, let's call it very controversial comedy festival happening there right now. So you could double up with that. But
who's headlining?
Controversial just because people are saying that these guys shouldn't be playing, and these guys shouldn't be playing. These guys shouldn't be doing comedy there. Anyway, 2 set points for Carlos Alcaraz as he puts that easy volley away.
They shouldn't, if they're doing it, they shouldn't be doing boring comedy. If they're going to take it to the hosts a little bit, that's gutsy, but no one will, right?
Of course, I think they've even been told that they aren't allowed to say certain things.
Oh, look, guys, we're so big. We got all this spam now because people, trying to cash in on what you built here, John.
Yeah, but one of these set points has been saved.
Yeah. That was it looked like a late decision to come forward from Alcaraz. Didn't fully commit after he hit the serve. Fritz still hanging in just about.
Let's see if he closes it out with this point.
I reckon
I've got some sort of news for you as well. Second serve. I've got some news. Medvedev has not only broken back, but now Tien is serving to stay in the first set.
Oh.
Zach is starting to shudder.
I have complete and total confidence in Leonard Tien. He is going to win this match.
Alcaraz,
sell your car.
It's done. With a forehand from Taylor into the net.
If you can get an Alcaraz Tien parlay, sell your car, do it.
I love how Medvedev could be having the worst season of his career, and he will still turn up to be Alexander Zverev. Was it 14 times he's beaten him now?
Speaking of Medvedev, how many more years will we get to enjoy his talents on the tour, you think?
Oh, like at least 5.
No, what? What?
No way. No way.
Listen, 5 days ago, I would have been telling you, you know what? 26 could be his last year. 5 days ago. Now that's how quick things can change in tennis.
No.
I'm not looking at his age or his health. I'm looking at his game and his just drop. You know, I think I mentioned Rublev in a similar conversation with Vance and Damien the other day, but they were right to suggest, listen, Rublev, you know, didn't have as high a peak as Medvedev in terms of standing in the sport, but also hasn't had anywhere near the kind of drop-off. I think where we were post-US Open, you know, Medvedev was a retirement in waiting. Now, the freshness he has from the coaching change this week, even if he was to lose today, but it still would feel like one step forward, one step back if that happens. We were looking at a retirement in waiting. Now, that's not to say he might not be here for another year or two, but 5, Fergus? 5?
I got him at 2. I think
maybe 4. You're telling me that this guy has. I mean, come on.
Does he want to be number 93 on the tour and qualifying?
No,
and
but he's not number 93 on the tour. He's number 18 on the tour.
Does he want to be number 37 on the tour? Because in 2 years, that's where he's going to be, and he ain't coming to Winston-Salem. Like Daniel Medvedev is one of those guys that, like, tennis is his job. Like, that is a thing that he does for money professionally. Maybe he likes it. I don't think he loves it. He will be retired playing Counter-Strike and chess all day, nerding out, having a good time. Maybe he'll try his hand at coaching. He's not one of those guys that will hang around just to hang around.
Commentary box. I think he'd be amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
I seriously feel like as much as Medvedev has had a shocker of a year, right? And I mean shocker. Where he's made one final this year.
Right, but listen, it's not just this year. It's not just this year.
Well, I mean,
it's he hasn't won a title since Rome 23, and even that was an outlier, both in terms of the clay and where
he's never winning a major or never winning a major.
Never winning a major again. That was I've been saying it for 18 months, and I've obviously been more convinced of it now than ever. I mean, he's only got 2 majors a year anyway, just because, you know, grass is okay, but clay is a non-starter. Despite that Rome win.
That's crazy, by the way. Medvedev's made multiple Wimbledon semifinals.
He's not winning Wimbledon. And he never was.
Yeah, but saying he has 2 slams a year is crazy work.
He has there's no I'm telling you now he's not winning a slam, and I'm 90%
I agree.
I would say, and if he's winning Wimbledon, that's
I agree. But
that's a 1% chance, maybe less.
I agree that he's not winning another slam, but saying that he only has 2 slams in the year, I think he was never winning Wimbledon. He was never winning. I'm not saying he's winning Wimbledon. I'm saying
he never was winning Wimbledon either.
I'm saying
he never was. He maxed out. Well done, and I take my hat off to him. But he was never winning Wimbledon. He was never beating.
He'll never reach anywhere near world number 1 again. Mainly because everyone's figured out how to play him. But you're telling me that he's just going to call it a day?
He's got to do something different if he wants to hang around. And so going back to the changing physique, like he's been a beanpole his whole career. If he were to put on 10 pounds of muscle, what would that do for his game? Would it give him a little more confidence to be a bit more aggressive? Like, these are the kind of decisions that he needs to start thinking about making, because he just doesn't have that level anymore.
I mean, I don't entirely disagree with that about the sponsorships. Yeah, he may have a 3-year deal still to run with Lacoste or something like that. But I'm not even sure if Lacoste would have been investing in him for 10 years, 7 years ago, for example. But
I'm just gonna I just feel you look at someone like I don't know who I could pick out here.
He's got this shoulder injury as well. He's just going. Okay, here's something. I think he's more likely. in the next 2 years to drop out the top 50 than make the top 5 again. So
that's fair. Oh yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
he's going in one direction. Now he might win a title or two. He might hang around and stay seeded for the next year, 18 months. But yes, I think there may be other things going on. He'll certainly want to give this coaching thing a run for probably 12 months. So I do think that will boost him till the end of next year. But if he's outside the top 32 and he can't win 250s on a hard court in a year from now, yeah, I don't know where. And he's not enjoying it. And he certainly doesn't look like anything on the tennis court has been enjoyable for him for a long time. And he's such a fun guy normally.
I still think he's got at least 4 years before he calls it a day.
Oof. Oh, that's incredibly optimistic, I would say. I think we're looking at the next 12 months being interesting. And if it wasn't for recent optimism, really, in terms of the last week in Tokyo and also the coaching change, and maybe there has been a boost to him there, I think he was a retirement time bomb, basically.
Okay, if Medvedev beats Tien and he wins Beijing, he beats Sinner.
Oh, Beijing, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of the 1,000. Yeah, but yeah.
What do you change your mind at all?
No, I'm
Really?
factoring that into my conversation at the moment. Is the next 13, 14 months is a very, very, very interesting 14 months for Daniel Medvedev in terms of his if he's motivated to stay in the game, and that's not dictated by the next 24 hours. It's dictated by the next 13, 14 months.
Okay.
Now that's that's not me saying he will retire in 13, 14 months. I just think that, yeah, I guess it's 50-50 is what I'm saying. If we see him in 2027 right now, just of where his game is at, where he's at in every single sense. Now, he might stay inside the top 20, and that might be enough for him to keep going into 2027. But if he's outside the top 50, and I think there's a chance. But you're right. He could win Beijing and maybe have a good. And he could win Vienna, for example. I don't know which of Vienna and Basel he's playing. I know in the past he's played Vienna. But
I think
he could win those two tournaments, and then he's got he stays inside the top 20, and he goes into Australia with some optimism. But it's been going south for him for a long time. It's not even just since 20. I would even say that that Australian Open final of 2022, it's been a downward trend, albeit with some peaks, let's still say, in terms of getting to the US Open final in 23. But that was a very, 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 very disappointing loss, I would suggest, in terms of the manner of it, to Novak.
I mean, he did in 23 win 3 titles in a row in February.
Sure. What were those 3 titles?
What was it? Doha, Dubai, and was it? Too good, Carlos. Doha, Dubai,
and Rotterdam, maybe.
Rotterdam,
yeah.
maybe. Yes.
Maybe. Yeah, he certainly won. I think he won Rotterdam, you're right. But listen, when I say a downward trend, it's because he was world number 1. He was
but there's nowhere
in back-to-back slam finals. And then the rest of 2022, until I think at least the indoor season, or maybe even the entire year, was just like this, just going down. And I think he had a long spell of not winning a title that year. And then in 23, you're right. In 23, there was this little spurt, but still, he's being done on the serve and volley by Novak in that US Open final, and also by Carlos in Indian Wells. And yes, there's the title in Rome in the mid there as well, and he had that spurt that you mentioned. But it's still a downward trend. There hasn't been a year where you would go, it's better than the previous year since 2021.
I just changed a diaper, by the way. And I'll tell you this much.
Roger Federer has probably won more majors than I have, but there's no way he's changed as many diapers. I cannot imagine being on tour trying to play at the highest level of athletics and changing a diaper at 5:45 in the morning or whatever it is. I do wonder that sometimes for the players, the young kids on tour. Did they do that?
We're so engrossed in Medvedev, I've missed it that I see Alcaraz has got a break.
Yeah, I did try. I did mention.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. Fritz not hitting his spots on the first serve. Obviously, had that medical timeout. Don't know if there's too much going on, but he's moving fine. It looks like, but yeah.
Was that medical timeout for a nagging injury, or is that
something
that
it looked to me? Just getting a thigh massaged. While you were changing diapers, Taylor was getting a thigh massage.
He was changing his energy. Kit Dr. Zach says, by the way, the Boss Ensemble, I mean, they do great stuff. I mean, it's a very, very clean look. I continue to think that Nike waste one of the most charismatic young pitchmen in modern history with really drab, boring outfits.
I loved what Taylor Fritz did after he lost his match against Djokovic. So just within hours or certainly within 24, he sort of posted on social media, "Why did none of you tell me?" Because he had his boss sign upside down for the first set.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, and it was very funny.
He had it upside down and back to front, didn't he?
It was certainly upside down, but I could see the boss was written there. And it was on the front of his head. So I'm pretty sure it was the right way around. But either way, that was upside down. And yeah.
I don't think that there's a player in history, by the way, that has handled pace better than Alcaraz. You know, you watch Fritz with some of these just huge forehand rips there. And Alcaraz, it's not even that he's unfazed by it. If anything, he feeds off of it. It's why he's just such center kryptonite.
I think he's changed a lot in the last year and a bit. It used to be that Alcaraz was a lot less prepared for heavy ball striking.
Dan, you know what, Dan? Hello, first of all. Secondly, I can normally telegraph your messages, Dan, that normally it's going to be something UK related, but also UK tennis. And it's normally like something about Sue Barker or Andrew Castle or one of these sort of people that are, do UK commentary. I did not anticipate this Man United playing like a pub team. So I'm amused, Dan, and well done for that.
It's not true. It's not false. We are.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh boy. If you thought that was a rant on well, no, let's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there. Because we can.
Talking United.
Really quick plug, John. I have a copy of your book on my shelf. I got it a couple days before my wife gave birth, so I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read it yet. I've been occupied with this whole baby being a dad thing, but it was incredibly cool to get that book. What's it called again for the audience?
It's really cool to have somebody on the stream say, "I bought your book."
What's the name of it one more time, just for the audience at home?
Even the defeats, how Alex Ferguson. Oh my goodness me! I should. Even the defeats is the main title, but then it's the subtitle is how Alex Ferguson used losses to inspire some of their best moments, something like that. I should know.
I believe it was pretty well reviewed. Yeah.
Yes, thanks to the 47 people that I badgered to leave a review on Amazon. 47 of the 48 reviews are very positive.
What's the story with number 48?
Was Damien that 48th review?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. No, basically, that was written in 2020, I think, and published in the October. So all the badgering was done in and around that time, and by 2021, I'd moved on to other things.
Do you guys moved on to
2022 was like subscribe. You know, everyone's friends, families, and dogs were told to subscribe. But I've moved on from that as well. Then it was follow us on Instagram or whatever. Fritz has held there, is he?
Yes. I just want to show you the face of the next great American tennis player, Archibald Matthew Tchaikovsky. There's a little hat.
Now like and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taylor getting some more attention to that thigh. I hope there's no diapers. Oh, he's getting it strapped up.
The tape looks cool at least, and it matches his color palette. So that's good.
Maybe you'll get a Hugo Boss sticker on there somewhere as well, and make sure it's written the right way up.
I mean, I only use Hugo Boss athletic tape. I assume that's true for y'all as well.
Yeah, a very, very cheap $199. I'm all right with the Nike outfits, by the way, Zach. There's been some sketchy ones, but they tend, basically Nike tend to give Carlos and Rafa, whatever, the best stuff. Maybe they can pull it off in terms of the sleeveless, of course, but even just the other stuff, and then just go, you know what, we're not going to bother with anyone else. I wasn't a fan of, and this is not Jack Draper criticism stuff, but I wasn't a fan of that hugely baggy outfit that he wore at the US Open in 24.
Oh, I like that cut. I like that cut.
First person that I've heard to say that.
Okay, I've heard it get lots of compliments, but no, not for me.
So I think with my complaint with the Alcaraz outfit is not that it's necessarily a bad outfit. It's that when you have Carlos Alcaraz as your pitchman and the one wearing it, it is. Like there is more room for creativity than one color, shoes, shorts, shirt. Like there is no real design that went into it. Like, yeah, like we cut the sleeves off, we put Carlos Alcaraz in wine color. Of course it looks great, right? I would just like to see a little bit more thought and energy and flair that I think is appropriate for Carlos Alcaraz going into the design.
In this wine color that we see,
I think Fergus would look great in that wine color. In fact, is that would you would call what he's wearing now wine colored? Fergus, what would you say that is? That
probably not quite as dark as Carlos.
This is a light. This is like a lighter shade of maroon. This is like
it's a light one. It's a.
I was going to say.
I was going to say it's a. I don't know. I don't know what a light. I love red wine, but I don't know what a light one is or a dark one or.
I think the worst worst set of kits Nike have done in the last 3 years was this year's Roland Garros.
I knew you were going to say that, and yet I thought Alcaraz's outfit was top.
I thought Alcaraz's was good. I thought.
Can we pull a picture?
Then again, they give Alcaraz and Sinner their own outfits, and then they give everyone else,
Yeah, they do, but they always give Sinner the rubbish. But then I agree. I didn't like Sinner. He looked like he was going to play rugby.
Sinner looked like Luigi.
Sinner is never going to be like Liam Gallagher, if you know what I mean. Liam can wear anything and make it look cool. Sinner can make everything look boring.
So let me see if I can get both of them. I can get Alcaraz up pretty quick. I was hoping
it was quite good, like having the contrast.
Yeah, because they kind of go for the Federer sort of style with Sinner in terms of like a collar and this sort of thing. So there's Yannick's. There's Carlos at the French Open.
Medvedev takes the first.
There you go.
Done. I made a wild claim that if Medvedev wins today, he's going to beat Sinner tomorrow.
For those of you wondering how Zach looks when he's just been punched in the gut by a Lerner-Teen loss of a set, you can either watch the last couple of minutes or you can go back and watch almost the entirety of the Novak Djokovic watch-along that we did about a month ago.
That was tough because, I'm always going to show up for Lerner-Teen in the same way he always shows up for the fans. And it just was so hard to pretend like he could win that match. Sometimes, I don't know. You got the lies we tell ourselves.
Pre-match, I had big hopes for him.
When he pushed to the tiebreaker in set 2, Djokovic really did look like maybe he was going to die. And like age was catching up to him. And then, it's just him. This is Djokovic doing Djokovic stuff yet again. So, speaking of, I believe that he has lost to 3 players in majors in this year, right? It's Alcaraz, Sinner, and Zverev were the only ones to beat Djokovic, yes?
Yes, Sinner twice, Alcaraz once, Zverev.
Say that again.
So Djokovic's major losses went Zverev, Sinner, Alcaraz, Sinner, yes?
This year?
Yeah. 3 players, yeah.
I mean, you think about the year he's had at the majors. If he was any other tennis player other than a big three member, we'd be saying he had a great year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's arguably, I know he's 5 in the rankings, but he's arguably had the 3rd best year on tour.
Yeah, I think absolutely 3rd.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not sure. He's probably like 4th in the race, but that's just because he just doesn't bother to turn up.
Like, would you rather have had Zverev's year or Djokovic's year? Djokovic for sure.
No one wants to have Zverev's year. He's had such a bad year.
If you're, but also even if you just forget who, yeah, exactly. If you're like, I don't know, say Leonard Team next year, which year would you rather have? Well, of course, you would make your first Slam final if that was the case. You know, the rest of the year would be terrible. Often as well, recency bias can change that. So I remember speaking to this data guy, Shane Leonage for Sabalenka, and suddenly this year is just amazing now. But it's because, of course, you get to the US, you win the US Open. Whereas if it's all right, imagine she wins in Australia, and then the rest of it is Grand Slam final heartache. You finish the year on a real like, oh. Whereas the fact that she had the heartache in the first 3 and now she's won the US, so that helps. But so regarding Zverev's year, if that was 3 semi-finals or 1 Slam final, I still think at the end of your career, if that's as good as it gets, you know, you need a Slam final on there, right?
Oh, I thought that Fritz made that. Looks like he just missed that lava by an inch or 2.
He has just
Alcaraz with a really strong hold there.
Alcaraz saves break point with 2 aces. Oh, yeah, just missed it.
Firmly in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
That serve is better than ever, isn't it, for Carlos?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just thinking about Djokovic's major losses year before.
2024, he was in the final of Wimbledon, but had a crushing loss to Carlos in straight sets, which was
lost to Popperin at the US.
Yeah, 3rd round, I think.
AO lost to
Sinner semi-final.
Sinner in the semis. Yeah, Roland Garros. He lost to. He pulled out against.
Pulled
Ruud,
out before the quarters. Yeah.
Yeah, against Ruud. Yeah.
But he wins the Olympics. So again, you know, it's all about where you're at in your career and everything else. You know, maybe winning 3 slams is not as much for him as winning the Olympics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of his legacy and everything else. I mean, it just closed the last possible door or argument or anything missing on his CV. It just, I don't think it was really a debate anyway, even though some people suggested on the eve of the match it was. But it just, and also it's the Olympics and everything else. And he doesn't need the money. The only thing that would be big would be a calendar slam.
It's going to help him reunite the former Yugoslavia, which I believe is how he'll spend his post-playing days.
Indeed. Wow, what about that passing shot? It wasn't a clean winner, but considering where Alcaraz was.
So good.
Unbelievable.
Well, John, you're saying he doesn't need the money. You win Olympic gold, you get next to nothing.
Exactly. So that's my point. So he doesn't need the money from winning 3 Grand Slams. He gets nothing.
Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. I see why you.
I thought you were talking about winning the money from a gold medal. I was like, you actually win. I think it's about
you win nothing. 11, I think
11K, something like that.
Oh, do you? Oh, you do get something then? Oh,
you get something, but it's pretty much like if you've hit the peak of your sport and you're getting like 11K. I mean, that's a joke.
I think that your federation also can pump money in, and so I think like some countries give more money than others for different medals and to athletes and all that stuff. And so who knows what he got? I assume he got something from his federation, but yeah, nothing compared to what he would have from doing an exhibition match. Even
2 break points here for Carlos. First one is saved.
Alcaraz just putting pressure on him the whole match.
Fergus, you know how much the Laver Cup players got as well?
Way too much, probably.
Nothing.
Okay.
Sorry, no. Oh my goodness me. Ryder Cup. Sorry.
Oh,
there you go.
Ryder Cup.
Yeah, they get nothing.
No, they get nothing. Yeah. But they just do it because they love the sport. Ryder Cup
is probably the biggest event in golf. Oh, Taylor.
They comp their like hotels and all that, though. Yeah.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Taylor
their
buries it.
holiday inns. Yeah, there you go. Taylor
And
backhand it.
that is game set match for me.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Ryder Cup's just such a big event that
It's massive. Absolutely.
I love it.
It's the one golf event as well where you get people just going wild who don't watch golf for 2 years.
It seems like we had a good one this year, yeah. And who won? The good guys?
Yeah.
The Europeans won.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not a huge golf fan. I know little, like, if you said to me 10 golf memories, I think 8 of them would be Ryder Cups.
Oh man, for me it's Tiger Woods in the red jacket on a Sunday at any number, or John Daly with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Oh well, if you want to get memories like that, yeah, I can throw in a few of those. Yeah, there was a French guy whose name escapes me right now at the Open in the UK in '99, and he's in the pond basically trying to hit his ball out of the pond. That was memorable. And he just had a collapse on the last day as well. Greg Norman,
is that the guy? He hit it in like 3 times in the water when he was in the lead.
I think so. There's a famous picture of him basically with his hands on his hips and trying to hit the ball out of the water. I think he just had a whole mental breakdown. He was well up as well on that final day. Greg Norman had a big advantage over Nick Faldo, 96 Masters, and had a collapse. But he didn't have an image like this French guy did, whose name escapes me unfortunately now.
I was -9 when
in '99 or in '96.
'96, I was -9 years of age.
There you go.
Weren't even a thought yet. Weren't even an idea still. Have your parents even met?
Yes, but my sister wasn't even born, and she's 5 years older than me, so yeah.
Nice return there from Taylor. Love 15. Here we go. Come back incoming.
If Taylor turns this around, this will possibly be, this will be without a shadow of a doubt the greatest win of Taylor's career.
It will
be the best win of his career. I mean, obviously Indian Wells title win, but yeah, I know what you mean. Best win of his career.
Well, I mean, Carlos follows it up with an ace down the tee, so there you go.
Oh yeah, it's not happening.
No. But just in case it did, yes, Matthew, he'll always have that, the mark on his record that Taylor did beat Carlos Alcaraz. It's at the Laver Cup.
I know.
Come on, let's get serious for a second. It's the Laver Cup. It doesn't count.
The Laver Cup was from time to time going through my head as I was watching the golf on Sunday and just going, look, this is what you get with the Laver Cup every year. Is just everyone desperately trying to show and say how much it means. And it just, honestly, it doesn't. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that the Ryder Cup in 2 years is going to include Australians and South Africans for the Team America, if you like.
You're a writer, John. You have to tell somebody how much something matters. Have you done your job? Yep.
Just a second. Sorry. I think so, Fergus. I think so. I read it somewhere. Yeah, to include Australians and South Africans. But maybe but I could be entirely wrong. Go on. Sorry, Zach, say that again.
I was just saying, if you have to tell somebody how important something is,
right,
it's not important, right? Like it needs to be known, right? You have to show them. They have to feel it, and I don't.
You need to see a racket smash. You need to see tears. You need to see the emotion that we saw from both teams on Sunday.
From
Lowry, of course, is the obvious one, but also even who was the American who really sort of hauled one? There was one guy who won his what do you call it, matchup, and you suddenly then really things got real, and it was like wow, and you see it every time because it's so big. Whereas the Laver Cup has no identity. From the rest of the world title to the fact that you need to pay everyone millions and millions of dollars to appear, and it has no history. Now that's okay, but let's not pretend it's something else. That's it. Anyway, Taylor Fritz, meanwhile, I mean Lorenzo Musetti on the Sunday of the Laver Cup was in tears because he loses a 250 final and he's lost a bunch of finals, and I get it. Carlos Alcaraz turns a TV off backstage, and it's like, oh, look at that. He turns the TV off. That's how angry he is. Oh, yeah.
He is all in, and that TV is all off because the Laver Cup matters. Yeah. I feel for Taylor Fritz. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the last year that he needs. Everybody knows it. Deep down, he knows it. It's just not going to happen for him. It sucks.
Last year was his peak.
Yep.
I don't know. I just before you came on air, Fergus, I was like, and today there's the movement issue you can see right now. But yeah, it could be a constant now for like Djokovic has with Al. It could be just forever for Taylor. And that's a bit of a problem because he's going to have it for another 5. Now, he's a guy who I still think will be on the tour in 5 years from time. 5 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bit of an American Tim Henman, you could say.
Yeah, maybe. Henman never made a slam final.
Does that make Shelton Murray?
Ooh.
What's this? Sorry, what?
Oh,
if Fritz is Henman, does that make Shelton Murray?
Would you call Florida the Scotland of America?
Absolutely not.
Okay, then I see the comp. I can accept that comp that he'll be our Murray.
In terms of titles and stuff, that sounds like a stellar career. And
injury-wise, you're probably looking at Seb Korda.
Injury-wise, so what?
As in how often Murray was, in the latter stages.
Yeah, but he didn't have. Yes, when he broke on the scene in 2005, there were some physical issues, but after that, it was a pretty good injury record, I would say. That's not a great forehand from Taylor.
I wonder, is he coaching anybody actively, or is he still kind of waiting to make his next move after coaching Djokovic?
Murray?
Andy?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we'll see him back anytime soon either. I think he's not, and he doesn't. He said that actually he needs to learn quite a bit before coaching someone. I think the Novak thing was a one-off, and he might never coach. I don't think it'll be the case, but it might be a couple of years before we see him back. What do you think, Fergus?
I think it's that we have to remember that he is lit. The guy was committed his entire life to the ATP Tour, and he's had just over a year, as in had a year and 2 months. Well, actually, less than that. He's had it since he's retired.
He gave an interview about 3 months ago where he did kind of say, "Look, I was a bit out of my depth as well. I didn't really. It was just happened. And it was a phone call, and of course you're not going to say no. But it's like me. I'd say yes, of course, but I'd be well out of depth.
It'd just be like a reflex.
I'd bluff it for a couple of tournaments, Yeah.
Then write a book. First, the coach of Novak Djokovic, 6 whole tournaments. But
Novak.
Yeah. Me and Novak, a winner's guide to winning, or some. Yeah.
Never name a book that the winner's guide to winning.
Yeah,
it'll sell. It'll sell in every airport in America.
But it is funny. It's a funny name.
If you guys could coach one person on tour,
Ben
don't
Shelton.
Don't give me a generic answer like Carlos.
Shelton.
No,
sure.
Shelton. I think if money's not the object, is not important, and even it's better to sort of just go a little bit down, but with someone with a lot of potential. So yeah, Alcaraz, but you're not going to get plaudits for taking Alcaraz to 10 slams.
I'll throw another one out there. Arthur Fees, who doesn't get as much love or credit as he should.
If he could stay fit.
Yeah, I mean,
fitness issues main.
King of the 500.
Yep. What was it? 4 500s? 4 500s?
Yeah. He's gonna race Daytona next year. Fergus smiled. I thought I'd get a chuckle out of Zach for that one, but he's like, nah.
Sorry, my sleep-deprived brain just didn't even register.
It was a very lame joke anyway, but Fergus smiled anyway. I said he's going to win at Daytona next year. You said he's the 500 king.
That's good. Wow, yeah, that was one layer too many for my my baby brain.
Anyway, here we go. Love 15. Here we go. Double breakdown, but it's love 15.
Slap.
1 point at a time. 1 point. What year will it be before a major is won by someone not Carlos or Yannick?
Oh, that was a chance, Taylor.
Next year, Ben Shelton, Wimbledon.
Oh, Taylor.
Yeah,
the thing is,
he's got to do more.
If we add some sort of reality to, I mean, we're obviously very far-fetched by suggesting that we would be coaching them on tour. But if you just added some reality to it, I know, but I wouldn't know how to teach Ben Shelton to volley or return. But I know that's what he needs.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess the wild card here is if Sinner does additional time again for doping, that would obviously expedite the timeline of somebody else potentially winning a major.
Yeah, it would. But it would also probably add 1 or 2 majors to Carlos as well.
Yeah.
You know, then calendar slam Carlos enters the fray.
I think he would get bored.
I think we are more likely to have a situation where Yannick is not present for a slam. I think it's, I don't know. I still feel, even though this is kind of like Pete Carlos, I still feel you have a better chance of beating Carlos at a major than you do Yannick.
Yeah.
If he goes out on the town, yeah.
30 all.
As in, if Sinner's missing from a slam, like he has an injury or something like that, and Carlos has like a tricky run.
Yeah, we're still there at the moment. I agree.
I still don't think Zverev wins it no matter anywhere. I don't think Zverev wins it, and he's still. The fact that Zverev is still number 3 in the world absolutely baffles me. Because he just
has Alcaraz missed that?
It looks like he has.
Number 6.
A break point here for Fritz.
Yeah.
I think that at this point, Menchik has a far better chance of winning a major than Zverev, and maybe that's.
I agree,
but
probably because of his age. Yeah.
I think that Tien, Fonseca, and Menchik have a better chance of winning a slam than Zverev.
I'll go a step further. I'll say the 3 of them have a better shot than Medvedev, Zverev, and Tsitsipas.
Yeah.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets it. It looks like there. A little bit of a brain fart from
nice
Spaniard. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's a very nice backhand over the line.
That's a lovely one.
What year will it be specifically? I think probably
27. 20.
I'll go next year. I couldn't tell you who it will be, but I'll just say next year we have a blip.
I think Shelton at Wimbledon is the best shot somebody's got. Who's not one of the 2 of them? Maybe Djokovic in Australia, but I don't know. He just needs to get lucky, which is a thing that he never needed before. Now he needs to get lucky to have a shot.
I still think Sheldon in the US is probably a better chance than Sheldon at Wimbledon. Mainly because home crowd kind of just already been there before,
I mean, if he makes the final of the U.S. Open, we might have both Obama and Trump in the crowd, and it will be absolutely bananas. It'll be the energy for a Shelton deep run at this point in his career would be insane. With Trinity Rodman watching as well.
I would pay to see a camera shot, a split screen of Obama on one and Trump on the other.
They should do a simulcast together to heal the nation.
I think there are many things you need to do to heal the nation, Zach.
I think that pretty much covers all of them.
I really don't think it does.
Oh, things are great. Only good things are happening here.
I'm fully aware.
Yeah. Fergus, what's your major again? As Fritz is serving at 30-15 to try and extend the match.
My major is that I will be covering this match in 5 years' time.
Oh, very cool.
3 years' time. I'm do sports journalism.
Nice.
So the absolute dream is that I just get to run around the world following tennis players. Basically.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway. This is just the first stepping stone.
And I think you're going to double as Baby Archie's au pair for like 3 months next summer when you come from the stateside tour, right? Have we locked this in?
Discussion. I think that is apparently the plan. There is no flights booked, no nothing. There's just just this word of agreement that we've got going on.
Just concepts of a plan, you could say.
Yeah, Fritz holds for 5-4 to kind of make Carlos think about what he's going to have to do to finish it off. I am actually planning to come to the US next summer anyway, so I guess that I will be there, and yeah, you'll see Zach on stream, and I'll just be in the background, just running around.
Yeah, I think if there's any one tournament in the U.S. to skip, it is Cincinnati. I think that there are many wonderful things in the Midwest. I think there are many wonderful cities in Ohio, and I think Cincinnati simply isn't one of them.
Yeah, I think what's his name? Marit Safin has got a legendary comment about that in a press conference from obviously a long time ago. But it's like, he just wants to get out, basically.
I gotta read this quote from Marit Safin.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure it's him, but I'm pretty sure it's him. Basically, is asked, about Cincinnati in a press conference, and he's pretty keen to get out of town, I think.
Let's see.
I'll see if I can find it as well.
It looks like he won Cincinnati, and then perhaps in his victory speech, I was in Cincinnati. I was really like, I had nothing to do.
Yeah. That sounds like it. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like it was in his victory speech. I thought it was in our press conference, but yeah.
Quick shout out to Eva Lees, who made her first WTA 1000 quarterfinal today after she beat Kessler in 3.
Okay.
Also beat Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca was the one, wasn't it? What other results should we know about from Beijing?
The other side of it from Beijing? Let's have a look-see, shall we? Goff beat Bencic in 3. Seemed like a pretty close one, actually. Bencic took the first 6-4. And then we're still waiting for Mukova Anisimova to get underway and Paulini Bushkova.
This is all round of 16s, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I had an email from Gavin McMillan yesterday. It was in response to an email I sent him, but just when you said Coco Gauff, it made me think. So fingers crossed, I'll have him on the show in the next week or 2.
Oh, wow.
Very exciting.
That's a great guess.
Yeah, because of obviously what's gone down. Yeah. Lovely return there from Taylor, 15 all.
John, where will people be able to find that interview once it happens?
Well, funny enough, if they're watching right now, it'll be on exactly the same platform. It will be on YouTube. And obviously, we are, of course, podcast. We don't do the watch-alongs as a podcast, but pretty much interviews and certainly the weekly shows. So if you are sometimes wondering where can we get you, obviously on Amazon no longer exists with podcasts, I think. But we're on Spotify, Apple. Ooh,
yeah, it's starting to get a little interesting here. I thought we were pretty close.
Double break advantage.
When are you hoping? Sorry, that will happen in the next week or 2.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it might even be happen sooner. But I actually emailed him just before the US Open, and I said, and I kind of forgotten about it. I mean, but I just said, look, if you are available for an interview post US Open, let me know. And then he sent me an email 1 or 2 days ago saying, sorry for the delay. I've been, pretty busy. And nice some return serve there from Alcaraz down the tee. And he just said, let me know. So I need to respond to that one.
Excellent.
But, I'm a bit of a tease. So I didn't want to respond. Like, if I send him an email and he responds 6 weeks later, I can't then respond 6 minutes later. That's just
too thirsty. Absolutely.
Yeah, too thirsty.
You're
so I'm making him wait right now.
You're giving away the ball game. You need to.
I know, but
he could be watching this right now thinking, oh, well played, John Silk. Well played.
Frank. frankness.
How about that drop shot there to get a match point?
A championship point.
Nice drop shot there on the backhand side from Taylor. From that would be something. From Alcaraz.
Yeah, I was about to say, does Taylor even have that in the locker?
No, it doesn't. No.
Why doesn't anyone ever bleach their beard? Only their hair. It would be interesting to see the other way around.
Because it looks terrible.
Oh my God, another unbelievable drop shot from the king of the dropper, Carlos Alcaraz. And he's done it.
That is unreal. Alcaraz gets it done in 2. Had a little bit of a scare just at the end, just with 15-30 serving for it.
Did that just touch the net? I mean, it might not have done. It might not have done, but I wasn't sure if it just clipped the net. But either way, 2 drop shots to get the title done. And yeah, comfortably the better player. I do think Taylor was slightly compromised by that injury, but I don't think it takes anything away from the fact that Carlos was already comfortably the better player, even when he started getting that taped up. And Carlos, what is that? So, I mean, listen, we were talking about this earlier, but I'd even go back before Barcelona, where basically he loses to Goffin in Miami, and everyone's like panic stations again. Is Alcaraz ever going to win a tennis match again of a minor tournament? I mean, of course, I'm exaggerating those takes, but we've had those over the last couple of years at various points. And then since then, and the reason why I want to go back to Monte Carlo is there is even a slight asterisk over his loss in Barcelona. So he wins Monte Carlo, which I'm guessing is 5 matches, I think.
He had Cerundolo round of 32, then had Feast round of 16.
Yes, about a 32, 5 matches. If he's not playing out of 64 there.
So this anyway, he gets a bye for him, though, yeah?
Pardon?
This is kind of number 8 for Alcaraz this year, correct?
Yeah, and I think they've all come since this run. So we've got he wins Monte Carlo, he gets to the final in Barcelona, and he loses in straight sets to Holger Rune, but he was compromised, and you'll see it none better than on match point, just how compromised Alcaraz was when he sort of basically gives up on a passing shot. And he gets the final there, nevertheless, though. He then goes and wins, doesn't play Madrid, wins Rome. So what's that, 2 titles anyway? Then he wins the French Open. Then he wins Queens. That's title number 4, I think. Then he gets Cincinnati, Wimbledon. And then he wins Cincinnati, US Open, and this one. So is that 7? I might have missed a title there, by the way.
That's 8.
I counted 7, but it may have been 8, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, he's won 8 titles this year. Oh, no, he's won Rotterdam. That's the 8th. So there was that Rotterdam one-off, yeah. Beating De Minaur in the final there. I think I remember doing a preview.
In 3. Yeah, De Minaur in 3.
Gentlemen, this youngster behind me is stirring, so I need to hop a bit early.
We're going to bring this to a close in a moment anyway, but see you soon, Zach.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Zach.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, Fergus, you were certainly closer to the mark in terms of the pre-match comments where I was like, you know what? I think this is going to be a close affair. I think Taylor's getting closer. I'm not saying he'll ever surpass or will ever go in. I don't think we'll ever be at a situation where we go into a match where we're making Taylor the favorite. But I just thought today was the time we see Alcaraz taking the strapping off his ankle, which didn't seem to compromise him too much today. And yeah, in the end, a comfortable win for Carlos.
Yeah, looked relatively easy for him. He's trying to... Oh, he's actually going to write something on the camera this time. Usually it's just a smiley face. But yeah, Carlos just had the overriding quality today. Taylor would have liked to have served better, I think. He would have liked to have used the forehand more. He was kind of pinned in the backhand corner, just kind of making it across court rally, and you're going to lose that 9 times out of 10 because Carlos is the king of the switch. It's another fantastic week for Carlos, and he's clearly playing the best tennis we've ever seen from him. And some people
really,
even say
we did. I think Zach sort of touched on that pre-match, and I haven't seen much of him this week, but I've seen the highlight reels, of course. But
I think,
is he playing even better than he was in New York, you think?
Not even better than in New York, but it's just a continuation. I feel like it's just it's one fluid sort of thing. He's he is so good for the world of tennis that it's almost important that he is winning. He is such a character, such a likable person on the tour that it's not. I'm not saying that Yannick isn't, but it's so good to have such contrasting personalities of Yannick and Carlos on tour, and to have them both winning. And I think it's so important also for the tour that we had them playing different tournaments this week, unlike last year when they both played Beijing. And then yes, we had that incredible final, but for me, it's good that in the smallish tournament, I say smaller, go in the 500s, that we don't have them playing the same event, because we just know it's going to be a guaranteed semi-final. And we don't
it was
need
an interesting thing that they chose, obviously, different events this year. And
I
seeing
think Tokyo must have handed out the cash, being like, yeah,
possibly,
Carlos, we'll have you, please.
Alcaraz hitting 29 winners to 20 unserved. 63% first serve in, first serve won, 78% second serve 143. Nothing outstanding in terms of those stats, but I think we are seeing an Alcaraz. I remember some of these serve tweaks he made pre-Australia, and there were jokes at the time about, I think he may even have made being a serve bot, exactly. And yet, because he ends up losing to Novak, that kind of went away from our minds, and even winning in Rotterdam didn't change anything. And then Indian Wells, which is sort of a backyard for him, maybe not quite Rafa in terms of the French Open, but it's certainly become a place of dominance for him. So him losing to Jack Draper there, but then since Miami, as I say, it's been all one-way traffic in so many respects, and I think the service is largely behind that. And it was behind it in many ways today. At times when he needed to serve, get him out of some holes as well in that second set, and he was to some extent in a hole at 15-30 down, gets the unreturned at 15-30 down the tee, which was a reliable shot for him today, and has been a lot in the last few weeks.
4 or 5 occasions today in tight service games he pulled out that serve down the tee.
Yeah,
it really worked. Obviously Taylor's the drop shot. Yeah, drop shot was very good. Obviously Taylor's movement around the court isn't the best on tour, but he's not a bad mover by any means. But Taylor's just can't get a grip of those serves at the tee. Alcaraz just too good with them, and he picks them out at the right moment. He's doing what Yannick did for such a big portion of last year, which is when he really needs it, he finds that first serve. And, so we'll have, obviously, Carlos is the champion in Tokyo, and it'll be Yannick versus...
Yannick got pushed to 3 sets today.
By de Minaur, By de Minaur.
You know what? Just seeing him say, pleased to be back in a final, I'm like, yeah, okay, de Minaur. But I'm actually just... kind of like, he dropped a set.
An unreal set point.
What from de Minaur to win that second set?
Yeah. Huge backhand up the line.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very, very good from de Minaur. And there is one particular point that it does look like everything's a little bit in fast forward. Yeah, it was quite an impressive match, but obviously it seems that if you take a set off Yannick, you've just you're poking the beast. It's okay, you take this one basically. I'll just beat you even worse in this set. It's fine. Sinner saving 11 out of 12 break points.
Oh, so he was really, really pushed.
Yeah.
Players with 8 or more titles, and of course there's still plenty of this season to go for Carlos. Players with 8 or more titles in a season this century. Federer did it 4 times, Nadal 3, Djokovic 2. Murray, Sinner, and Alcaraz have all done it once. I'm guessing Sinner did it last year in what was a phenomenal year for Yannick.
Yeah.
Oh, it will be last year for sure.
No. I mean, there'll be no other year, but I'm just trying to think of the titles.
The titles that Sinner...
AO, Rotterdam... AO Rotterdam, then it would have been Miami. I think no. Halle, I don't think he won any on the clay last year, actually. I've lost sound on you, John. Hold on. Hello? John?
I'm back now.
Yes. Now great.
It was just my mic. It was just my mic.
Yes. AO Rotterdam, Halle. Then it was Cincinnati, the US, Shanghai, Turin.
Yeah. Davis Cup, but there's a team event. But
yeah, where's the other one? There's one in there.
So last year, did he won Australia? Sorry, I'm going again. Australia, Rotterdam, Miami.
Mm.
Did he win Halle last year? I think he did.
Yeah, he won Halle.
Then did he win Canada? No, did he?
No, Popper won Canada.
He played the Olympics, I guess. I know he's injured for the Olympics or sick.
No, he
won Cincinnati. He won Cincinnati. He won the US.
Or US, yeah.
ATP Tour Finals and Shanghai.
That's 7.
That's 8.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's my bad.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Thanks, Fergus.
Thank you very much.
Another title, 8 being the magic number, as we've just highlighted, in terms of that's the amount of titles now that Carlos Alcaraz has won.
Do you think he gets to 10 this year?
What have we got left for him? What has he signed up for? We know he's going to play Shanghai.
Shanghai probably. Then I think
he'll play Paris, of course, and he'll play the ATP Tour Finals. But is he playing anything else in Europe before Paris?
I'm just looking now. 2 seconds.
He's probably signed up for one of Basel or Vienna. But
I don't think he has.
Oh,
no,
he hasn't. Okay, well that makes sense. So it might be just 3 more tournaments.
Yeah. And then the Davis Cup, obviously.
Does he get to 10? I would go no. And I'll tell you why. Physically, we that ankle thing, he was still heavily strapped today, even though I don't think it was apparent. And right now it's a 50-50 that he wins. For me, it's a 50-50 that he wins Shanghai. It's probably a 45% chance it's him, a 45% chance it's Yannick, and 10% the field. Something like that. You might go slightly heavier on Carlos than Yannick right now, but it's a 50-50. Indoors, Europe hasn't been a thing for him in the past. I know he's won Rotterdam this year. I think that will gradually get better, but we're looking at another sort of, I don't know, we're talking about 30% chances at the other 2 tournaments, so that he wins them. So I would go no, but
okay.
His best chance will be, I guess, Shanghai, of adding to that 8-hole.
Yeah.
But if it's only 3 more tournaments for him, I think even Carlos, and even the year that he's having, I mean, I'm guessing if we go even though it's been phenomenal, since Monte Carlo, he's probably winning about 60 or 70% of the tournaments he plays, something like that. Yeah. And he'd need to maintain that, of course, in these last 3 tournaments of the year. And I just think the amount of tennis might catch up with him, and the track record at this stage of the year for him in terms of Paris, Bercy, and ATP Tour Finals, where he's never gone deep. So never, he's not that old, but he's not been deep yet at Paris, Bercy, has he? And he might have made a semis at the ATP Finals, but that might be about it. He's never made a final there for sure.
That means that Alcaraz will stay in single figures for losses this season, even if he doesn't win any of the 3.
Oh, really? So he's lost to
Novak at the AO.
Yeah.
Lost to Lehechka in Doha.
He played Doha this year, did he?
Draper in Indian Wells.
He lost to Lehechka in Doha? I don't even remember that.
Yeah, Lehechka in Doha, Draper in Indian Wells, Goffin in Miami,
Then Sinner, Wimbledon.
Runa, you're missing Runa. Runa
No, Runa, and then so that's
Sinner Wimbledon.
So that's 6, and then he's got 3 more tournaments, so it'll be 9.
Yeah.
All right, on that bombshell. Speak to you soon, and to everybody else, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.